Good morning, buongiorno. My name is Alex Ocer, and I'm the current president of the Signal Processing Society. Wow, I'm impressed with all the record numbers of ICASSP. So I would like to ask all the ICASSP 2014 members of the organizing committee to stand up briefly, please. I know many of you are here. Please stand up and help me in giving them a big round of applause. Good job. So today I'd like to give you a brief update of what's going on in the Signal Processing Society. This is like a good opportunity for all of you to hear about the society as a whole, since you are most of the time spending time reading papers and running experiments. So what is going on? Well, actually a lot of stuff is going on, and there are organizational changes, new conferences, new journals, new technical directions, activities in membership, educational activities, new awards. So I'll give a brief update on each one of them. These are the number of boards and committees that we have to handle all these big events. Like conference board is the board that handles all these conferences. Publications run all our publications activities. The executive committee runs the day-to-day operations. The board of governors oversees the functioning of the society. Technical directions board, membership, awards board. Finance, we decided to make a few changes to give membership its own board and its own vice president, just because we think that's something that we want to provide more services to you, the members. These are the new volunteers that have graciously accepted to join the executive committee. We have the president-elect Rabab Ward, vice president for membership Kostas Plataniotis, and the award board chair Jose Mura over there. And let's go and talk about conferences. We are looking more and more like the Olympics, where we're getting the next venue announced many, many years in advance. So now we know up to 2018 where the next ICASSP are, and you can see we will have them in Florence this year, Brisbane next year, Shanghai 2016, New Orleans 2017, and Seoul, South Korea in 2018. And I understand sometime on Thursday we'll decide where 2019 will be. So if you are interested in organizing a conference like this, please step up, and we'll really appreciate it. The other of our flagship conferences is ICASSP, and we will have ICASSP 2014 in Paris later this year, Quebec City next year, Phoenix 2016, and Beijing 2017. We started a new conference called Global SIP, which I'll talk about briefly, and it took place for the first time last year in Austin, and the next one will be in 2014 in Atlanta. So what is Global SIP? It's a new flagship conference to join ICASSP and ICIP that we created, that it has a different format. It happens in the fall, and rather than being the same type of collection of papers and sessions that we have now, it's a loosely coupled set of symposia, and you're welcome to propose symposia mostly on new emerging topics. And we emphasize interdisciplinary research with promising impact. We had our first one in Austin last year, and we had 18 different symposiums, and you can see there that it goes from topics in theoretical foundations and topics in applications. We also organized our first China SIP last year, and that's an effort as a unique outreach platform to our growing membership base in China, and a way to help our signal processing members in China engage with the global community. So the first one took place in Beijing in 2013, July, and we had about 300 attendees, so it was quite successful. The second one will be held in Xi'an in July of this year. And we have also China SIP technical interest groups. So this is, again, an effort that we are pushing for helping the growing membership outside of the core area, especially in the Pacific Rim. We have new policies that you probably are all familiar with, which is we want to make sure that we reference our own work. And to do that, we allow an optional fifth page that can only contain references, so that we don't have an excuse to put only 4 or 5 references because you want to make sure that you put all your equations and your graphs. And the other change that we made is that signal processing letters, published papers, can be presented at ICASSP and ICIP. We also created, we have our technical committees. We have 12 or 13 of them, depending on how you count. And we wanted to be more agile for new possible emerging areas that we don't know if they're going to be big, although they might. And we don't want to wait until they're big to create it, or else someone else will run with it first. So we created these special interest groups, which are kind of like a provisional technical committee to address quickly emerging technical areas. They have a lifespan of 3 years. If after that time we determine that, yes, this is for real, they probably will change into a technical committee. And this is something that the Vice President for Technical Directions will be monitoring in the board. If you have any ideas, please contact him. And we'd like to leverage all of your thoughts to make this a very vibrant technical community in signal processing. The first two that we created, by the way, is one on big data and one of Internet of Things. As you can imagine, these are hot topics, and there is a big role for signal processing in that space. So let's switch to publications. You see all these curves? They're all going up. And these are the number of published papers that journals within the society have had since 1994 to 2013. The top line is the aggregate sum of all of them, which has been continuing to go up, and pretty much all of the journals have been going up. We have like almost more than 20,000 pages of journals that we published last year. Unbelievable. Thanks to all of the authors and all of the reviewers. It's a Herculean task. It's not just quantity that matters, it's also quality. And you see here the list of our journals. First is like the impact factor, and the second column that you see there is the ranking among the 242 publications in all of electrical engineering. As you can see, we have very many that have very good ranking, including Signal Processing Magazine, Journal of Selected Topics on Signal Processing, Image Processing, Signal Processing, all are doing very well. And some of them you see in green, the ones that improved their ranking last year. We have two that decreased slightly. So there is statistical noise. We all know about that in signal processing. But overall, quality is also doing great. So thanks to all of you, by the way. Not only that, but we are also moving into new areas and creating new journals. So we propose 2 new journals. And the first one, the Transactions on Computational Imaging, has already been approved and will start next year. And we're also proposing another one of signal and information processing over networks, and that's still in the processing stages. There are 3 new co-sponsored journals that we partner with other societies, and you see those there. And the percentage means the financial percentage of responsibility of our society in them. We have many more co-sponsored periodicals that you can see there, and we even increase our percentages in a couple of existing journals, Transactional Multimedia and Medical Imaging. So the society is very active in publications. We increase the number of papers, we create new journals, and increase impact factor, again, thanks to all of you. One of our existing journals, we merged with an ACM journal. So starting earlier this January, the Transactions on Audio, Speech, and Language Processing merged with the ACM Transactions on Speech and Language Processing, and it's not the joint IEEE ACM Transactions on Audio, Speech, and Language Processing. Also, the signal processing letters format changed from 4 pages to 4 pages plus 1 optional for references to mimic what we do for conferences. This has been successful in our early indications. In some of our papers now are getting more citations just because we don't limit the number of references that people can put. Now let's switch to membership. This is a list. You can see in pink the overall IEEE membership. And there was a dip at the recession, 2001 recession, but other than that, it's been growing steadily. And now it's almost 425,000 members worldwide. That's huge. The blue line shows the number of combined society memberships. So not everyone that is an IEEE member is a society member. And there are some IEEE members that have more, there are members of more than one societies. So back in the 80s, the number of society members was actually bigger than the number of total memberships. That trend reversed at around 2013, probably because now a lot of people are getting explore access through their employer, university of industry. Oops. The green line shows the membership for the Signal Processing Society. It reached a peak of about 20,000 back in the mid-90s. It dropped steadily, and we finally managed to recover, and it's been growing for the last few years. We have over 17,000 members now. So this is the breakdown of membership by region. You can see that regions 1 through 6 represent different parts of the United States. These are the percentages. Region 6 is Canada. No, Region 7 is Canada. Region 8 is mostly Europe, Middle East and Africa, 29%. 9 is Central and South America, 3%. And Region 10, Asia and the Pacific Rim, 24%. And that's an area that is being growing in particular. So the US, that used to be 60, 70%, a decade or so ago, is down to 42%. We're a truly international society. We also have lots of local activity in chapters. We have about 134 Signal Processing Society chapters worldwide, and you see how many there. If you haven't contacted your local chapter, please do. This is an area that we really want to promote, mostly for our undergraduate students and people in industry that many times cannot attend some of these events like ICASSP that you are fortunate to come. And the way we want to do outreach is through local networking events, chapters, where there's tutorials and other opportunities. So please get engaged with the chapters. We've been organizing within membership seasonal schools. We used to call them summer schools, but they are not all in the summer. And that's an opportunity and get to attract students that want to be work in some of these fields. These are some of the upcoming seasonal schools and the dates. SIGView is an online video library that we started last year, and that's an initiative that we heard loud and clear from surveys to all of you in ICASSP and otherwise, that a lot of people, especially beginning students and people in industry, are interested in just getting an overview of the field, like a video tutorial. So we started this process. There are already 34 such tutorials, and it's a library that is growing quickly. If you think that you have material that you'd like to contribute to our online video tutorial, please contact us. There will be information in the website of how to do that. And the number of page views, video views, is growing very quickly, and it's just started a few months ago. SIGPort is another initiative that we are starting for the members. And this is the idea that sometimes we want to disseminate things quickly. And although we're trying to we've shortened the publication to submission time for journals, and conferences shorter even. Sometimes we don't want to even wait for that. Many people want to publish as soon as they have good results posted somewhere. So SIGPort will be a repository of papers that you could submit to publication, but in the meantime, you want to make them available for the wider audience. And sometimes you can get an early citable access. That's something that some of our colleagues in the sciences, like medicine, nature, and science journals do. And we want to take advantage or offer that opportunity to all of you if you want to make your results available to the community right away. And the first pilot will start later this year. We're also trying to involve students more. So we have a membership committee devoted just to students. We're having a career luncheon for students. I think we have almost 200 of them sign up. That'll take place this Thursday. And it's sponsored by a number of companies that are there they are trying to recruit people, and students are trying to find jobs. It's like a perfect matchmaking opportunity. Also on Thursday morning, we will have our first Signal Processing Cup, an opportunity for graduate and undergraduate students pair to come up with new ideas and show the creativity of these teams. It's sponsored by MathWorks, and it will be judged, and the winner will be elected on Thursday morning. We also have travel grants for students. And again, students, as my colleagues were saying, are the next generation of signal processors, and we really need to involve them as much as possible. If you have any more ideas, please contact the corresponding committee or me or anyone else, and we'll be more than happy to take steps there. A lot of people that learn anything, not just signal processing, start by Wikipedia. Not surprisingly, it's so popular. So we have a committee that is tasked to organize the signal processing content in Wikipedia, and trying, in some cases it's great, in other parts, in other areas there's like some holes, trying to promote, involve the community to create more content, because that's the way a lot of people, students in middle school or high school, start getting interest into the field. We need to start earlier and earlier. And also some people in the funding agencies may want to know whether they should fund your grant or not, and they may or may not have as much information. That provides information for everybody about our community. So it's not just that we need to look at the most advanced algorithm in our field, but also the basic information. So I really encourage you to contribute. If you are interested, you can go to the Wikipedia org page, and it shows you how you can contribute. Anyone can do it. Awards. We have quite a few awards to reward the work, the excellent work that a lot of you do. And you can see in blue that because the membership is growing, we want to provide more opportunities for awards. So we have the Fourier Award for Signal Processing, nice name, that was just approved, and it will be given for the first time next year. The Baker Prize was reinstated after a number of years that was not granted. We have 3 more awards. The Overview Paper Award, we want to encourage this kind of content because our members tell us in service that that's something that they want. Signal Processing Letters Best Paper Award, and the Sustained Impact Paper Award to reward the paper that is still valid and important after many years, in addition to our all existing awards. Finance, well, this is like a big operation. You see, like this conference is big. I show here some of the highlights on the budget. The bottom line numbers is that we are essentially a $10 million a year operation. Our goal is to break even, so some years make a little bit of money, some other years don't. There's some signal processing flicker in there, in the back. So our goal is to break even. We have some reserves that we can use for initiatives, and in fact, we've been doing this to organize events for students in particular, like the seasonal schools we contribute, or the student grants and things like that. There are lots of opportunities for volunteering, and given the growth in conferences, you've seen record numbers here, the growth in publications, we really need more reviewers. We already have a lot of authors. You can review papers for journals and conference. Please, come on in, we need your help. You can be part of the editorial boards, and we have many of them, and they rotate there are terms of 3 years each, and we need new people all the time. We need fresh blood to come in and help. We need someone to come in and do what this great organizing committee has done in organizing these conferences. We want you to be involved in creating tutorials for SIGVIEW. You can get involved in technical committees, and you don't need to be elected to this elite club only. You can just volunteer and be an affiliate member so that you can get their mailing list, and you have like a first best chance of joining the official technical committee in the future. You can volunteer for elected leadership positions. We need your help. We all have a day job just like you, and we will turn over, and we need the next generation of people to do this. Where can you find this talk? Well, you can go to our society website, and under About SPS and State of the Society, you can download these slides. And there's some backup material, so you don't need to take notes here. And what can we do for you? We are here to serve you. So here are the members of the executive committee, and you will see us surrounding the conference. Feel free to reach any one of us with any comments, suggestions, or tell us how we can do a better job. And I'd like to conclude by saying that I hope that you enjoy this conference and that you also enjoy the city. This is like a great privilege to be here in Florence, where a lot of the early signal processors, like our famous Galilei, or Leonardo da Vinci started doing some signal processing of that time. But you can also learn other things. I was strolling by the streets of Florence yesterday, and I learned that a famous builder, Geppetto, created the Pinocchio character here in this city. This is a marvelous city. I hope that you enjoy. Welcome to Florence. Benvenuto a Firenze. Thank you.